I have to address and want to address a horrible fundamental flaw of what people think about medium format, whether that be GFX or anything else. It's not specific to GFX. I keep seeing this over and over and over again on the internet, and it's complete bunk. Everybody actually has it bass-ackwards, upside down, and they're completely incorrect. So many people on YouTube or in articles, they all say the same thing about medium format files, whether it be GFX or not. They say they don't want to mess with files that large. Or they say, well, these people are posting, taking these super enormous medium format files and putting them on Facebook or Instagram. Now, I could kind of see that, a little bit, but they're still incorrect because you still have to edit the files, or most people do, before you actually put them on the internet. Let's get to that really quickly. But this is not about, posting little miniature pictures on Instagram or Facebook with the enormous medium format files. But they say, I don't want to mess with these huge files. It's just too much. I don't need that many megapixels. And it's not about the megapixels at all. I'm as happy, and I have both, with the 51 megapixel GFX cameras or the 102 megapixel GFX 100 files, which is the exact same sensor and image processing engine as the GFX 100S. What these people don't get, it is not about the megapixels. It's all about the elbow room, the room to edit. You have a lot more ease in editing the files. There is a big fudge room, if you will, a whole lot of elbow room in editing them. Anybody that's done that knows exactly what I'm talking about. The files are not that huge. They're not. When you're dealing with the RAWs, even if it's a GFX 100 or 100S, it's not an issue. Sorry, I got sunburned. It's a little bit itchy. You also have room that doesn't require that much enlargement. Yes, medium format files don't require the same amount of enlargement regardless of the megapixels to make an 8x10 or a 20x30 print. It doesn't even have to be a print. Also, too, a lot of people say, well, I don't really print large prints, and so that's my mental justification for not having a medium format camera. It's not about that. The images are so much easier to edit. Yes? There's so much. You ever sat in a cramped airline seat, especially a fat guy, right? There's no elbow room. I mean, like two other fat people, this has happened to me before. Two other fat people, one of them sits on the left of me, the right. He's like, oh my God, you're on this long flight and you're just cramped as hell. He's like, well, I don't need a big seat. I can get from here to there. It's not about the big seat. It's not about the more megapixels. People don't get it. These files are easier to edit. They're not harder to edit. They're large. I don't want to mess with that. It's just too much. Listen, right over here, I've got like an 8 megabyte of RAM MacBook Air. I can edit any GFX camera that I have. And I have many, 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 many times. They're easier to edit. They're easier to mess with and fudge around with when you want to edit the shot. It's so much easier to work with. So everybody literally does have it upside down and backwards and completely wrong. Just flat out wrong. I don't need that many megapixels. It's not about the megapixels. It's not about it. It does give you more croppability on a GFX 100 or 100S. This is true. But it's not about that. Okay? So I wish people just don't understand. They say, well, it's about more megapixels and a larger sensor. I don't need that. I don't tell you what you do or don't need. What I'm telling you is that your assumptions about medium format are completely incorrect. The files are, there's a neighbor's dog barking in the distant background. It's easier to edit the files on medium format cameras. It just is. It's not my opinion, it's a fact. So, it's about elbow room, folks. It's not about megapixels. It's not about medium format. It's just easier to work with. It's like having one of those first class seats up in the front of the airplane. You just, and the stewardess brings you champagne. I've actually never flown first class. Well, I did once. Someone paid for it. That was ages ago, but I do remember. Anyway, so thanks for watching. I'll have the photo walk tomorrow. It'll be me and Darren Miles there, and I hope I see you there. Goodbye.